I feel certain that the majority of you watching this video already know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, but either way, I'm going to explain it to you. Five Nights at Freddy's, made by Scott Cawthon on August 8th of 2014, was essentially the first indie horror game to finally crack the code to mascot horror. It has been, and will always be, one of the greatest horror games of all time. Whether or not you disagree on whether the newer games are good or bad. On the game's release, we were presented with a short trailer, multiple teaser images, and a small demo on August 8th of 2014. The only differences between the art and the game was that in the original trailer, Bonnie appeared to be the one who ran down the hallway, or at least he was presented to do so in the trailer, whether it was final or not. Now that you are familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's, I present to you a marathon. Over the next few days I will be releasing videos based on Five Nights at Freddy's 1, which is today, 2, 3, 4, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, and so on and so on, maybe even the spin-off games if I'm feeling lucky. However, now I'm afraid we must stop with the chit-chatter, and I present to you my first playthrough of Five Nights at Freddy's 1 as your average player. Let the video begin. This game contains flashing lights, loud noises, and lots of jump scares. Hello everybody, my name is Serge, and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's 1. New game, let's have a go. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, family pizzeria looking for a security guard to work the night shift, 12 AM to 6 AM on the cameras and so blah blah blah. There was a lot more there, but I never got to read any of it. Night 1. Been a while. Night 1 of Five Nights at Freddy's begins with some strange man over the phone telling you the welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and basically informing you on behalf of the company that you are certainly going to die tonight.
Hello! I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read. It's kind of a legal thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now, that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children and we need to show them a little respect, right? Okay. So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up if they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know? Now concerning your safety, the only real risk to you as a night watchman here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices. especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcibly pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort and death. The only parts of you that would like to see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth when they pop out the front of the mask. Yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary. Gotta conserve power. Alright, good night.
Once said man stops talking on the phone, you start scouring through the cameras of the building, which is a true treasure of Five Nights at Freddy's 1. The atmosphere in this game has not ever been recuperated over the long course of all of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. The first game truly was special in the slow buzzing of the fan and the lights, the dark shadowing corners, and the robots that just stare at you menacingly, as if something squishy is slopping around inside them. Can I do the nose honk? Is there any way to do the nose honk on console? Yes, there is. Oh, that blessed sound. Love it. This gives me comfort. Can I have comfort? There we go. Oh, lovely. Hello, Bunny. Not much else happened on night 1. They kept coming to the doors, but eventually it reached 5 AM, then 6, and I had beaten the game. Or at least night 1. It's boiling hot in my room right now. It's like 28 degrees Celsius. This fan on this desk, I've seen it many times in my life because I've played this game thousands of times and watched many YouTube videos. It just makes me want one even more. I need a fan. Chica. Hello. Where's Bonnie? Where is Bonnie? Dum dim dum dilly dum. Dum dum dilly dum dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Inside of Five Nights at Freddy's 1 there are multiple different Easter eggs, such as a poster on the left hand hallway, in which a Freddy poster can sometimes convert into either a broken Freddy poster, or I believe from memory, some form of golden Freddy poster. There are also many other different poster changes in which on the right hand side hallway some of the photos turn into crying children. There is another room in which a poster turns into a rule sign telling people not to run, not to poop, but it can sometimes turn into a missing children's report, which shows us that people have gone missing in this pizzeria, but we do not know when. We also know about the bite of 87, which does not happen in this side of this pizzeria, but tomorrow when I will go through Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we will go through those specific events. Basically what is confirmed inside of this game is that people went missing inside of this building and they got stuffed into some animatronics. Whether it's these ones or not, they got stuffed. We know that 5 children went missing due to some man wearing a suit. In this game and in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it is alluded to be the Golden Freddy suit, but later on in later games we figure out that it was actually Spring Bonnie, the yellow rabbit. Hey there, buddy. What you looking at? I know I'm handsome as hell, but there's no need to look at me like that, mate. Not with those eyes. Ready? Doctor don't want to come out of his hole. It should be 6 AM any second now. We're about to beat night 1. What an accomplishment. Who's stomping around? Somebody's stomping around here somewhere. It's you, Chica. Chica's so creepy in FNAF 1. $6 AM any second. Come on. Ding dong. Ding dong. Ding dong. Sound of accomplishment. Now it's on to night 2. Should be slightly harder. Skipping into night 2, the phone guy informs us anew that the animatronics are feeling particularly murderous tonight. Slightly more than yesterday.
Hello? Hello? Well, if you're hearing this and you made it to day 2, congrats. I won't talk quite as long this time since Freddy and his friends tend to become more active as the week progresses. It might be a good idea to peek at those cameras while I talk, just to make sure everyone's in their proper place, you know. Interestingly enough, Freddy himself doesn't come off stage very often. I've heard he becomes a lot more active in the dark, though, so hey, I guess that's one more reason not to run out of power, right? I also want to emphasize the importance of using your door lights. There are blind spots in your camera view, and those blind spots happen to be right outside your doors. So if you can't find something or someone on your cameras, be sure to check the door light. You might only have a few seconds to react. Not that you would be in any danger, of course. I'm not implying that. Also, check on the curtain in Pirate Cove from time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure you have everything under control. Talk to you soon.
Night 2 tends to be quite a breeze, just as night 1. But now, we've got to keep an eye out for this man. Foxy. Who can be stressful, depending on how you know how to deal with him. If you know how to deal with him, you'll be fine. But if you don't, he can be stressful. He really can. He works, I believe so, somehow off of your frames per second. I'm not exactly certain on how it works, but it seems like frames per second it's like uses is basically his timer for coming out of the cove. Don't know how it works, but it tends to be the thing he goes off of, and like each frame, the faster your frames, the faster he'll come out of his cove for some reason. So there is a way of beating the game without having Fox come out of his cove by just setting your game to a single frame a second. I believe I'm correct on that, but I will have to be double checked. In Five Nights at Freddy's 1, there are a total of 5 animatronics, or at least 4 with an extra suit. Chica tends to creep down the right hand side hallway, whereas Bonnie always creeps down the left. But as you're flicking through the cameras, you always have to keep an eye on Pirate Cove and whichever camera Freddy is on. Freddy moves slower depending on if you're watching him. He likes to sneak around. Foxy is the same, he just comes out of his cove slower. So you have to keep an eye on those two animatronics. And while you're flicking between the cameras, always try and keep an eye out for Bonnie or Chica. Because if you see Bonnie on the camera, then you know that you don't have to check the left side, which is where he usually creeps down. If you see Chica on the camera, you know that you'd have to check the right hand side. Also, if you hear music in the kitchen, Freddy's in the kitchen. But if you hear clanging in the kitchen, Chica's in the kitchen. It's a pretty simple mechanic if you ask me, but it takes some getting used to. Bonnie? You coming, mate? Oh, he's gone back to storage closet. Supply closet. Celebrate! Golden Freddy, a character in the files referred to as Yellow Bear, is a spirit, almost, empty suit who will appear in your office, and your idea is to flip up your camera, flick it back down again as fast as you can, Elsewise, he will jump scare you, and he will not let you live. Chica's in the kitchen, so I don't need to keep an eye on her unless Freddy's out. He's not, so I just need to keep an eye on the left side for the minute. I may be mistaken, as I only ever see Freddy on night 3 onwards. I do believe that every single animatronic has a chance to appear on every single night. They just slowly get more aggressive as time goes on. So when I'm worried about Freddy here, I have reasons. That genuinely made me jump, not even gonna lie. Bonnie's still there. Although not as relevant as Five Nights at Freddy's 4, the sound cues in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 do allow you to know whereabouts the animatronics could be in the building. For example, footprints outside the door could be either Bonnie or Chica. But if you know that Bonnie's in the atrium, then you know that Chica's on the right hand side. The sounds in the kitchen indicate whether Freddy or Chica are there, and Foxy's dum da dum da dum da dum is genuinely just a drone. It is nothing serious. That's another thing about this game. There are plenty and plenty of drones. Someone's walking around outside my office. Foxy is a very big fan favourite for many years because of his different mechanic in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. He isn't like the others. He runs down the hallway, and if you don't catch him, you will see him on the cameras, or he will bang your door, or he'll just lean into your room, provoking the old theory in which he didn't kill you, that he was friendly and you just died of a heart attack, which simply isn't true. Foxy's mechanic can be very stressful, because when he bangs on your door, you lose power, and it's not a little bit of power, it's a lot of power. You're joking. Oh, please don't, Foxy. Foxy, don't. Oh, Foxy, don't. How on night 2? I failed on night 2. No. How? Please, 6 AM. Please, 6 AM. I need 6 AM. I beg you, 6 AM. I beg for 6 AM. Despite all of my begging, oh, I pray to the Lord. I pray to the Lord. If there is one in Five Nights at Freddy's, I pray to him. Oh, God. Why did that scare me? To this moment, I genuinely can't believe that I had died on night 2 of FNAF 1. It's very hard to do so. Second attempt at night 2. Good enough for me, I was never attempting to make the same mistake twice. I don't know how I had died on night 2 of Five Nights at Freddy's 1, but that doesn't matter. You've just seen the game overloading screen of FNAF 1. The idea of what the phone guy tries to tell you is that when the animatronics find you, they do not see you as human. They see you as an endoskeleton, like them. And because the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is that you are not allowed to be an endo and not have your costume on, they will forcefully put you into this suit no matter how many mechanical parts are inside. They will put you in there. You will die. Your eyeballs will fall out the front of the mask, just like the game over screen. That is the concept of Five Nights at Freddy's 1. But we know that the reason these animatronics are trying to kill us is not just because of that. We know that these suits, there's something wrong with them. When we figure that out via these secret poster changes and etc. Don't have to take the left side because Chica's in the kitchen. Right side, sorry. Bonnie's in the supply closet. Being Bonnie. Grab some tools that he can probe me with. Shove a bottle of bleach down my throat. Hydrate me, totally. Hello, friend. Hello again. Peekaboo. 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 Someone's going on one of these sides. It's you. Where is Chica? Hi, Chica. He's nowhere near me, shit fine. Peekaboo. 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 Chica's in the kitchen again. Where's Bonnie? Bonnie's in there, so we don't need to check this side for now. I'm still going to just check quickly with the lights because I'm skilled. Hello, Bonnie. What you looking at? Chica's finished rummaging in the encryption. Oh no. Oh god, she's incoming. She's back in the kitchen? Jesus Christ, bird. Calm down with that food. You give yourself a heart attack. Heartburn. Oh god, he's coming. Don't mean in a sexual way either. He's literally ready to pounce down this corridor. I'm terrified. Who's that spawning in the supply closet? Cheeks in the hole. Right, okay, should be alright for a minute. Please, come on, 6 AM. You know what? I'm done for the night. I've got plenty of power. God. Oh, let's do this then. Poor Bonnie just got smacked in the back by Foxy, because he's still there. Don't want Foxy coming again, so. Ding dong. 6 AM. Finally. Third night. Finally, third night. Absolutely ploughing into night 3. Our friendly companion phone guy informs us that we're doing a great job. Only that.
Oh, hey, you're doing great. Most people don't last this long. I mean, you know, they usually move on to other things by now. I'm not implying that they died. That's not what I meant. Anyway, I better not take up too much of your time. Things are getting real tonight. Hey, listen, I had an idea. If you happen to get caught and want to avoid getting stuffed into a Freddy suit, try playing dead. You know, go limp. Then there's a chance that maybe they'll think that you're an empty costume instead. Then again, if they think you're an empty costume, they might try to stuff a mental skeleton into you. I wonder how that would work. Yeah, never mind. Scratch that. It's best just not to get caught. Okay, I'll leave you to it. See you on the flip side.
Asking me personally, all of the games on night 3, I feel like it's when it starts to get real. Five Nights at Freddy's, night 1 and 2 are basically basic nights. Night 3 tends to be the real deal. In this night, we will start seeing Freddy. Foxy gets more active. Bonnie and Chica get unmanageably fast. Just watching my gameplay on this night, you can tell that I'm panicking, making sure I'm watching Foxy and Freddy, considering that this is when Freddy starts to move around. And he doesn't move around slowly, but he does make it known. Every single time Freddy moves, he will laugh. He will laugh once and he will go into the dining hall. He will laugh again, go into the bathrooms. Laugh again, go into the kitchen and start playing his song. Laugh again, appear in the right hallway. Laugh again, be basically outside your door. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? All my days I'm bad. All my days I'm bad. Oh god. Bonnie's there, don't need to worry about him. Keep my face up facing Chica. Where is Chica? Doesn't matter because she's blocked cams. There's Chica. In many of the different Five Nights at Freddy's games, when an animatronic moves, you are unable to visually see anything on the camera for a couple of seconds. In Five Nights at Freddy's 1, the screen goes black and you hear some kind of like, it's almost like a disc player. When you put a DVD on and it's running, it's trying to scan it but it can't. That's what it sounds like. Chica's in the kitchen, Bonnie's in the main room. So I'm kind of fine with which side I need to look at. He's still in the kitchen. %54% of 3am, it's quite good. Could be way better though. In the older Five Nights at Freddy's games, hoaxes were very common in the Five Nights at Freddy's community. In Five Nights at Freddy's 1, I remember there being in which the kitchen light would turn on and you would see inside and there would be a golden Freddy sitting on a table. Not many people seem to remember that one, and I have not been able to find proof. Another example in this game is the Sparky the dog, who appears with two rabbit fingers up, appears inside of the door to the backstage room. And there are plenty of images online of these sorts of things. Bonnie's in the hall and Chick's in the kitchen. Should be fine. Still gonna check that.
Oof. Calm down on the power a minute.
Five Nights at Freddy's 1, unlike the rest of the games, has almost no lore included whatsoever, other than the missing children reports and a few other things. The reason this was is that Scunn had never planned ahead at this point. He only started doing that with FNAF 2. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 was lucky. He had received faults in his Chipper and Sons game and decided, you know what, they're telling me my character's creepy, I'm going to make a horror game. And so he did. Out came this masterpiece, and absolutely everybody loved it. Many people played it, my favourite being Markiplier at the time. I found him funny. Now, I watch Dorko, which is another very good YouTuber, which I highly recommend. He's really fun. Five Nights at Freddy's 1, considering it was born in 2014, is a very well known game today and has reached its 11th anniversary recently, I say, depending on when this video comes out. This game is huge, like huge. We now have Security Breach, which I spent many years waiting for, and as much as I love Security Breach, I really want them to redo it because it's not what I was hoping for. But Five Nights at Freddy's has always had a good and special place in my heart. Especially the first one. 2 and 3. 3 being my favourite. I just love the atmosphere in the first one over those. The first one was very well done, and it's got a very unique style, considering it was made in Click Team many years ago. Scott made the right call with this game, and he continues making right calls today. It is now 5 AM, the most stressful hour of the game, and not really the most active, just the same as any other hour, but it can be very scary when you reach so close to the end on a later night.
One is in the hall. She's in the main hall, so we don't need to look at her yet. Dining area. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Flawless night 3. Night 4.
Steamrolling into night 4, we receive a very disturbing phone call from the night guard. It's still not been debunked who killed him, but it's highly believed that it could have been all of them, considering the banging, Golden Freddy's screen, Freddy's music box, multiple different aspects.
Wow, day 4. I think you can do it. Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you. So when I did, hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm gonna try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there. You know. Oh no.
Five Nights at Freddy's 1, although not being my favourite game, I have to admit has the best atmosphere, as said previously, and I also believe the best difficulty scaling out of any of the games. The idea that they can all be active on the earlier nights, but it's slowly more aggressive that they get, which is the same in the next games, the following, but not quite exactly like the first one. The first one really was perfect in every way of its design. Others may disagree, but for a first game, it was. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was flawed in areas, but still highly regarded as the best game. Five Nights at Freddy's 3, people say it's very, very flawed. I agree, but although Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is my favourite. Security Breach, flawed, but one that has fallen in my eyes. In FNAF 1 there are many unsolved mysteries specifically surrounding the character Foxy. Why is he broken? Why is he out of order? Many people at one point believed he did the bite of 87, but that can't be possible. That happens in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. There are many mysteries surrounding on why does the place seem abandoned, most likely explained by FNAF 2, which we will get into tomorrow, considering that the idea of the continuity is that this is the old location, rehabilitated after Five Nights at Freddy's 2 to house new animatronics made of the old as a final desperate attempt to save the company. Hidden behind camera 7 there is the secret safe room shown in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Inside there resides, at some point in the timeline, whether it's now or later, William Afton, trapped inside of the spring body suit, bones replaced with metallic rods, crushed to oblivion, and not like the movie where it's pincers. His organs got replaced by the bot. He couldn't do anything. He was squished, turned, eyes popped out. It was a horrible death and has to be one of the worst in the franchise, if not the worst. Although he did reserve it, considering what we know of him. Lying there is this safe room, behind camera 7. But who knows what else lies in this building that we have not yet discovered? Was the mimic here? Or no? It is believed that at the end of Five Nights at Freddy's 1, when we get fired for, quote, tampering with the animatronics, that these are actually the events from Five Nights at Freddy's 3, in which William, for some reason, is destroying the animatronics. Many people think to use their metal to build the Funtime animatronics, but depends on what you think based on the timeline. That is what I believe, at least. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2 there tends to be a strong sense of panic. That too resides in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, but more in the form of terror, of dread. It's more dreaded panic that you feel when playing this game, and you can see that in my movements. At only 3 AM on night 4, I decided to only go to night 5 during this marathon on each game, but obviously during Help Wanted I will be doing all mini games. Security Breach, the whole game, Ruin, whole game, spin-offs, we'll have to wait and see.
Dong, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. Flawless night 4. 5th night, 12 AM. Here we go, final night. The second to last. Phone call. I'm not answering. I'm not picking up. Stop calling me. Either that was my schizophrenia or a demon was just talking to me. I'm gonna go with both options at once.
On night 5, after receiving a mysterious call from who seems to be Golden Freddy, we steamrolled through the night, trying our best not to die, and this is the home run. I hope we make it.
Tell you what, Foxy. You is a good lad for not running at me. You really is be a good lad, you is. You really is. Who's a good lad, you is. Yeah, you is. Yeah, you is. Who's a good lad? Who's a good pirate, Fox? He's a good pirate, Fox. This is gonna be my downfall, isn't it? Talking to him like that. He's gonna come call his friends to come and dizzle me. Shit. Well, this is a tight predicament, isn't it? Very tight indeed. Yay, we're out. There's Bonnie. Don't need to look at him, just need an eye and Chica. Oh, that power's not good. Power's not good there. Power's not good on that. Power is not good on that. Power is not good on that. Power is not good on that. That power is so bad. Freddy's out. I don't care. Controllers down. Controllers down. Foxy, don't run. Please run out of power now. Right. I beg. I beg. God, hope and pray. Night 5 of Five Nights at Freddy's. Night 5 of Five Nights at Freddy's. Night 5. No, that was too soon. It's too soon. I'm dead. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. How? That's the luckiest I've ever been on the power outage in FNAF 1. The luckiest I could have possibly been. That is so unbelievably... my god, I've been blessed. Praying really did work. Thank you, Cawthon. Jesus, that was terrifying. Oh.
Finally beating FNAF 1 with the most blessed ending I could have possibly asked for. We are given our money, and after night 5 there is a night 6 and the UCN. UCN, that's Ultimate Custom Night. No, just a normal custom night. There are many different Easter eggs. For example, if you type in 1987, you will get a Golden Freddy's jump scare. After beating Five Nights at Freddy's 1 within 55 minutes and 56 seconds, I decided to do something special for the anniversary. So now, considering that the idea of this marathon is to decide on what FNAF is like over the years, why which FNAF game was good, what they've done to improve over the 11 years, I've decided we're going to do a tier list of the animatronics of each game, including the game itself. The game is the first one. Never been beaten in atmosphere. It's creepy. Great first game design. It's going S. There's no other answer. My favourite animatronic out of these bunch is obviously going to deserve an S in its N. My favourite FNAF 1 band being Bonnie. He's creepy, aggressive. He looks at you and he wants to scare. He's arguably even more noticeable in the trailers than Freddy himself. He's just Bonnie. That's his thing. Freddy Fazbear. The star of the show. Good game design, but he's the original. He goes S. Foxy. People love him. I'm not too bothered. Same with Chica. Chica's very creepy, very aggressive. Not very recognisable. She goes B. Golden Freddy's an amazing Easter egg, but he's a retexture of Freddy. People say he's powerful. I don't really care about power scaling. Foxy. I feel like he goes with Golden Freddy here. Five Nights at Freddy's 1. It's a great introduction to the game. The phone guys does an amazing job. It's Scott obviously. So you get introduced to the characters. It's a mysterious place. You know things have happened, but not too much lore is shown. It's a good standoff game. And I thank you very much for watching my first YouTube video actually. I thank you very, very much, and thank you for your patience. I enjoyed playing the game, and I look forward to playing the next one tomorrow. See you all next time. The last final thing I would like to do is quickly promote my Minecraft map, which is called Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Go check the main stage. I intend to release it in 2026, originally was 2025. It keeps changing, it's taking a very long time. But I wanted to explain to you that it's essentially a security breach with all of the cut content that we know and all of the cut content / maps that we know using Petrichor's map of the basement 1 and 2 cut content. I'm intending to make Security Breach the game it was once truly meant to be, and kind of adapting to it my own slight story, but not going too far from the source material. You can find the link to my TikTok, which is my promotional material for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Go check the main stage in the description. Thank you very much for watching.